Let's pretend you're a guy and you've just told me that your ex-girlfriend is crazy. This is how I would react. Oh, really? Is she? Wow. Look up there. I'd grab his pants, I'd pull them down, I'd knee him in the balls, and then I'd run away. Because then he could call me crazy instead of his beautiful, smart, funny, intelligent ex-girlfriend that he probably gaslit and cheated on.
Every day they get crazier. And seriously, who talks about their ex-girlfriend on a date? What is going on in this country? Before you take a woman out, you need to give her a psychological test to make sure she's not crazy. Today we're looking at women who are angry because men don't see them as the prize. Before we get started, do us a favor, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. That's what keeps us going. Let's get started.
I'm going to teach you about how to be the prize, how to be the best possible version of yourself who believes in yourself and loves yourself so deeply. Guys, ignore the weirdness. I'm going to teach you how to be the prize. When we do not love ourselves, we settle for breadcrumbs. We settle for people who give us attention without any intention. When we don't feel good enough, we look for validation in all the wrong places. The only person who really needs to give us validation is right here. And you will continue to attract the same people, same relationships, same lessons until you sit and choose yourself. And what does choosing yourself look like? Believing in your worth, knowing your standards, okay? Knowing what you genuinely want in a person, not accepting anything less than that. If this person is leaving you on red, if this person does not see your value, they gotta go. Only thing you need to do is decide. Decide how you want to be treated. Decide what you will and won't accept. If anyone disrespects that, you turn the power back to you and you make the decision to cut that thing off, to let that thing go, to give yourself the closure. That is how you become the prize. We are not settling for people who do not see the very, very best in us, who do not pour into us the way we pour into them. That is a choice that we make. When we accept shitty behaviour, it will continue happening because we get what we tolerate, we get what we allow into our lives. You become the prize when you put yourself first and say no to everything that doesn't put you first. Being the prize is energetic. It's about knowing in here that you are an incredible person, a true friend who would make an incredible partner. It's about being your best friend, knowing everything that you've been through, knowing your talents, knowing what you bring to the table, and knowing that in your energy. So when you're showing up at events, meeting new people, going on dates, you know exactly who you are. You know exactly who you are. If the people in front of you do not see your worth, do not think you are the shit, they've got to go.
Gotcha, bitch!
I were a guy and I wanted to pull the woman of my dreams. Knowing everything that I know about women, here's what I would do. Number one, I would find a topic that she's super interested in and do my homework. Find out just enough about it that you can make and hold a conversation with her, but not to the point where I start mansplaining it to her because she's probably not going to like that considering it's something she's interested in and knows about. I would ask her questions about it just so she has the opportunity to talk and elaborate on the parts that truly excite her. And then two, while she's talking, make eye contact. This will just show her that you're confident and honestly that you have charisma. Confidence just goes so far when it comes to women, and eye contact is one of the biggest indicators of that. Number three, I would lock down my hair care routine. You want to look your absolute best. Everyone knows that a man's haircut is the equivalent to women's makeup. It can literally take you from a 6 to a 10. And it doesn't even need to be this elaborate hair care routine. Just throw in a little bit of product like base clay from Amazon. I know one of my guy friends uses and his hair looks incredible. Point being, do a little bit more than just have bedhead. All right, you got this.
A woman with a prize mentality is exactly that. Someone who believes her mere presence is enough. But what does she actually bring to the relationship? Demands, constant validation, and the mindset that she never owes you anything. The whole point of having a woman in your life is for her to add value, help build something, and elevate your life. If she shows up believing you're the one who has to earn her while she doesn't have to do the same, she's already become dead weight. The second woman gives dating advice that will turn you into a simp, or, at best, the guy stuck in the friend zone. Don't take dating advice from women. Even they have never really known what they want.
Have you ever liked someone so much that you reconsidered having more children? This dude's got me thinking about having more children. My youngest is almost 9. I'm 38 years old, and this dude's got me thinking about procreating. This dude's got me thinking about growing a human being inside my body for him. You've got me just all the way fucked up. Lord help me. I need prayers. I need thoughts and prayers.
Ladies, I don't know how come, by what miracle, I've never talked about French men before in my socials. That's crazy. French men are probably the most stingy, the cheapest, the most entitled, the most feminine men I've never met in my entire life. This is crazy. A lot of people always ask me, why don't you want to date French men? And I refuse to date French men to the point where when a Frenchman comes to me, he approaches me, he wants to talk to me. I'm like, if you're French, I really don't want to talk to you. This is probably extreme, but this is like, it really doesn't work out. There is something that, the connection is like, Frenchmen have a very weird mindset when it comes to money, ambition, success. For the biggest majority, I'm not doing black and white thinking here. It's not a one size fits all approach, but for big majority of French men, they lack ambition and they're kind of jealous. They're uncomfortable with money. They're super cheap. They're gonna always want to save on things all the time. It's like, it's awful. It's so frustrating. It's not really rooted in the culture, in the French culture, to take care of a woman, to fully provide for her, to make her feel feminine and to give her gifts and to give her flowers and da da da. It's not a thing here. And I'm not the only one thinking that way. A few months ago, we had a group chat with many of my girlfriends, and some of these girls weren't even living in France. They were abroad in Canada. And even them, they were saying, but you know what, French girls, like even us in our country, we don't want to date French men. It's crazy. Like the French men thing, don't date them, crossed the borders. I don't know if you realize that. This is crazy.
Most European men aren't the type to pay for everything. They're all about going 50-50 to the extreme. If you go on a date, you pay your share. If you live together, you pay your share. That's what real equality looks like to them. And that's exactly what bothers women who see themselves as some kind of prize. On top of that, if you're already over 30 and still looking for a man to finance your life, you should be embarrassed. The first woman wants to have that man's child because he's exceptional and awakened her maternal instincts. That's the kind of effect a masculine man has.
Women.
Why is it that men are so loyal and down bad for their homeboys and they are not that way with their girls? They are the biggest cheaters. Then the girls are not loyal to their homegirls, willing to throw them under the bus for anything, for anyone, willing to backstab them, build a case against them so they can throw it in their face later. It is so not safe out here. It is crazy. I feel like I'm not safe with men or women. It is not a fun place to be in. Like, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, if I could tell any young girl this, it's just zip it. Zip your mouth. Keep your story to yourself. Be very careful. And it's sad to say this. It's so sad that this is the advice I'm getting on TikTok to share with the world, but literally, it's the reality. Like, people, especially if you're a woman, are not here to protect you. If anything, they want to learn about you so that they can go share it with people, so that they can throw it in your face later, whatever the case is. Like, this is a reminder for myself too. Like, I have been burned so many times, time and time again, by women so much, but men especially. I just barely give men a chance. Men, it's almost not as disappointing. It's like, I expect that at this point. You're a man. It's sad, but that's just what it is. It's always honestly been like that. When I was younger, I remember feeling like, oh, when I get older, this will be easier. When I get older, I will have my girlfriends. I will not struggle with this anymore, and I will have my people. And that is just not the truth. And so if you're younger and you're thinking that, like, it doesn't get better. You get smarter, you learn a lot of lessons, and that's just the way that the world goes. But I wish that as a collective, women stop going against each other and have a real sisterhood that women are supposed to have. But there's so many women envious, jealousy, comparison, whatever it is. And it's sad. It's sad because there's also women who are genuine. And I feel like we are the ones who always end up with the girls that are doing the comparing. They're envious. They're jealous. They're going behind closed doors and they're, what is it called? Triangulation. They're kikiing in your face. But then to her, I don't like her, blah, blah, blah. Pinning people against each other so that they can feel like they're number one. Whatever the case is, it's toxic. I'm over it. I am so discouraged from seeking friendships with women. I am so discouraged from finding girls for my wedding in the future, to be my bridesmaids, whatever, because at this point, I am fucking traumatized. I am literally traumatized by women more than I am by men at this point. And it is so sad because every time I meet a new girl and she asks me questions, she wants to get to know me, I feel so hesitant and I'm like, Should I share this with her? Is this going to be thrown in my face next month? Is she going to go tell everybody my business? Because literally in my track record of history, that literally has happened every time. Or she loves me when she meets me. And then I don't know what happened. She gets with this girl and that girl and they all get together. And all of a sudden, they don't like me anymore. Maybe I am the problem. Maybe I am. I'm going to therapy, okay? I'm in therapy. I've been in therapy for a while. But I'm just going to be honest. I think the issue is, I think women struggle with security in themselves, and I feel like I don't. You could be a million times hotter than me, a million times richer than me, a million times more successful than me in every department, and I am cheering you on. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy to be next to you and to call you my friend, because I hope that me being around you will eventually lead me to where you are right now. And I'm not looking at you like, oh, I'm jealous. I'm inspired. I am literally thinking to myself like, okay, that's right. She could do it. I can do that too. I can do that too. And not in a, oh, I'm competing with her. It's like, okay, I want to be around people who are going to get me to the next level, not be around people who are sitting around gossiping, kikiing, oh, her this, her that, all in everybody's business but their own. I cannot be around that. It's just something that is seriously bothering me so much as a girl in her mid-20s. It is draining feeling like this. It is draining having so many failed friendships that I feel like start out so good and you feel like, oh, I met a good friend, and this blows up in your face and it's like, what was I thinking? Why did I share that with her? Why did I feel safe with her? All for it to be like ripped from underneath you. It's sad. And my whole point of this is that, why are men so loyal to their homeboys, not to their women? Meanwhile, women are so loyal to these men who are not loyal to them and so willing to throw their homegirl under the bus, so willing to fuck her over, gather intel on her so that they can go run around and spread it, gossip, build a case against her to use it against her later. Like, this is such a sad reality that we live in, and it's like, we're just doing it all wrong. We're doing it all backwards. We're loyal to the people who are not loyal to us. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm not. Y'all are loyal to the people who are not loyal to you. Meanwhile, willing to fuck over people who actually probably really love you and are and have been genuine with you. All for what? Like, how? I'm literally over here like, how do you sleep at night? I'm done.
It makes me laugh because this woman has spent several minutes describing a pattern that keeps repeating itself in her life, with men, with women, with friends, with partners, and not once does she stop to ask herself the right question. What do all the people who betrayed her have in common? Her. The one constant in every story is the person telling it. It's not that men are naturally disloyal or that women are snakes by instinct. The truth is, nobody owes you automatic loyalty, especially someone you just met. Loyalty is built over time, through actions and a proven track record. If you expect it from day one, you're giving away trust before it's been earned. That's not generosity, it's naivety.
These are date ideas that girls actually want to go on, part 5. Go to your local TJ Maxx together and just smell candles. The teakwood ones are the best. Take her to a Sephora, an Ulta, any one of her favorite stores, and then just tell her, go get something you want on me. Sushi, and then photo shoot, and just take pictures of her and hype her up and tell her how beautiful she looks. Go to the store and buy like cute matching like lip balms or something, and then bedazzle them together. Go get pedicures together. UV10, beach day, yeah, that one is a solid one. If you take a girl on any of these dates, she literally will fall in love with you.
Oh, hell no!
This is a little tip on how to get a second date with a girl that you really, really like. So usually on a first date, you're getting dinner or maybe you're getting a sweet treat. A little fact that you should know about girls is that we like doing things with you. So the end of the night comes, she's like, maybe we should get a sweet treat. If you don't also get a sweet treat yourself, she won't like you anymore. If she's getting ice cream, you need to be getting ice cream too. If she wants to get a Pizookie, you also have to get a Pizookie too. But I'm really full and I just had like a massive dinner. No. Trust me, she wants you to also get a sweet treat too. Or else she won't want one. She won't want one if you don't get one. You're welcome.
I learned something really interesting about long-term relationships, so let me tell you about it. This cup right here represents you as a person, and you are relatively whole when you're single because of your hobbies, your interests, and your individual things that make you you and fill your cup, like sports, like friendships, like the love from your family. But of course, when we're single, we hear, oh, I feel really good, I feel whole, but I just really want that loving connection that I get from a romantic relationship, because there's just things that you can't get from anywhere else other than a romantic relationship, which is what makes it so special. When we meet that new person, initially it feels really good because they add the roses, they add the dates, they add the initiative, they add the love, that you're like, oh my god, my cup feels so incredibly whole, this is exactly what I needed, I feel so good, this person is my world. This is why at the beginning the small gestures and the individual things that that person has to offer you feel so good, because you feel so whole and they've given you that little percentage there that you just couldn't feel yourself. Remember, they only gave us this small amount here because that's all a relationship is meant to do, add to your life, not fill you up completely. So in a long-term relationship, it's easy to forget that they added this and you needed to add this to yourself to make yourself whole. But the problem that some of us can have when you fall into a long-term relationship, you can unintentionally lose yourself because you love the things that that person gives you. But the thing is, it's not their responsibility to fill your cup up completely, and no one can do that except for yourself. What a lot of us tend to do is we forget that the reason why our cup was so full in the first place was for our friendships and for the sports and for the hobbies and the individual things that we did to fill our cup in the first place. Now, if you're not careful and you stop pouring into yourself in the way that you did before you got into the relationship, your cup can empty. And often it's not at the fault of the relationship, it's because you're not pouring into your cup. So over time, because you've stopped doing all the things that made you feel so whole and complete as a person, suddenly your cup is this empty, and the little bits that that relationship gave you don't feel the same as they did before, because you don't have all of the extra substance that filled your cup initially. So the gestures, the love, the connection that you once had that made you feel so good doesn't feel the same. So what happens over time when the relationship doesn't feel the same and the things that they did at the start don't excite you in the same way? You start to look at the relationship and think, this is a problem, this is not filling me up, this doesn't feel good, I need more. But oftentimes when you say that you need more, it's because you need more of your own stuff, not more from the relationship, because like I said, it's not the relationship's responsibility to fill you up solely. So before you start nitpicking your partner, before you start saying that you need more from them, before you start tearing the relationship to shreds, make sure that you're still doing all the things that you were doing prior to the relationship that made you feel whole and made you feel good. Because a lot of the time, this is actually what you're needing, not this.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Here we can see two things very clearly. A woman will always look out for her own interests. Take the first woman. To her, the perfect date is you taking her shopping so she can buy everything she wants while you foot the bill, only for her to go show it all off to the Chad who didn't spend a single dollar on her. As for the last woman, the one with the mug, you say the other person drains you, but for you it's emotional. For the man, it's emotional, and on top of that, financial. But remember, she's the one who's supposedly suffering. She's the one who supposedly has it worse, because the entire relationship revolves around whether the woman is happy. The moment she no longer feels happy, she leaves. That's why men let women hit the wall, because the wall doesn't forgive. We've reached the end, but before you go, we have a couple of questions for you. Why do you think so many women today see themselves as the prize when they haven't proven anything? What do you think about the woman who rejects European men because they won't finance her lifestyle? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to keep creating more content. Stay tuned for the next video from the wall.